Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, fragrance fan. Go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification. I'm just going to keep on bringing you guys these budget-friendly fragrance reviews. That 40-ish and under dollar range, and most of these are way less than that. Good number of these you can find at your local rack stores. All three of these are rack store finds. As you can see, power's back on here. Because the power's back on, the well is running, so I can use my bathroom. I don't have to hold it all day and all night until I can find a toilet somewhere. That's annoying. And yeah, it's been days since any of this has been working. It's been kind of crazy. At the end of the video, I'll share a couple of clips of like the actual storm, some of the aftermath, some of the trees that I've had to take off of people's houses. It's just been crazy. The gas line that was unreal long that I waited in earlier that morning before it got too long, but it was more chaotic because it wasn't being funneled in. It was just chaos. People are fighting and running into each other. It was madness. So I got some clips of some neat things. If you just want to stay to the end, it won't be long, just a couple clips of stuff. But these three fragrances, as you can tell, are underrated. They might not be the best smelling fragrance in the world, but I think they're a little bit underrated. And they're not the only three in my collection that are like this. So if you want some more of these kind of underrated, underappreciated, overlooked kind of fragrances that just kind of get skipped over but smell good, good enough to buy, then let me know and I'll do some more videos like this. So in no particular order, enough talking, right? No particular order, as you know how I like to do. Let's just go with English Laundry's Armor. Kind of been on a little English Laundry kick. I wore Throne earlier. These are good little fragrances in these little bottles. So this one has a zesty, fresh spiciness to it. Not a lot of fresh spicy, just a touch of it. But it's zesty, somewhat sweet, floral bodied, like rose, a good dose of rose, a touch of earthy patchouli, and some clean musk. This is great for the summer and great for the gym. I wore it during work. Madness work, and the thing with this was it wasn't projecting real far. It wasn't even that much of a scent bubble, but for whatever reason, 4 or 5 hours into this thing, I'm working, I kept getting little puffs of that zestiness with the floral, and it was really enjoyable. And these things are crazy affordable. You can find the 3.4 ounce bottle for like $12. Maybe they went up to like $14.99, but either way, it's worth it. And for whatever reason, this one's not rated very high. I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot. I mean, look at the dent. It's a small bottle, but look at the dent. I wear this thing. I like it. So yeah, English Laundry Armor, I think, is definitely a worthy candidate for this list. Up next, if I knew that this was going to be a fragrance that I would wear so much and enjoy so much, I would have bought a bigger bottle. And that is Hollister's Canyon Rush. These Canyon ones are clones. If you haven't known that already, they have a Creed Aventus one and they have a Invictus one. Canyon Sky is the Invictus, and whatever the other one is Aventus. I have them all. But this one is like a somewhat watermelon fruity take on Dior Sauvage. It's not a one-to-one. Got the dry down here. The dry down becomes much more like Dior Sauvage. In the opening, Sauvage, as you know, is like a bergamot vetiver heavy type of opening with a good dose of black pepper and ambroxan. This has a good dose of that black pepper, but it's got a sweetness from that watermelon. There's no vetiver in here, but it kind of has that feel. And ambroxan, this has a dose of ambroxan. This is basically a gym-friendly version of Sauvage. It lasts about 4 hours, but for that 4 hours, it's like a half of a scent bubble the whole time. So you're smelling yourself decent for 4 hours, and then it just kind of goes away, which I kind of like. I like that better than a fragrance that lasts 6 hours and it's a big scent bubble, but 2 hours later, it's real close. And then for like the next 3 hours, it's a skin scent. So being like a good half scent bubble for 4 hours, I enjoy. The fact that it smells like Dior Sauvage, if you like Sauvage, you'll like this. It's just a little bit more of a watermelon take on it and perfect for the gym. So Hollister Canyon Rush, I think, is extremely underrated. And this one receives decent ratings, but it never gets really talked about. And I really like wearing this one. And that is Bentley for Men Black Edition. Found this one at my Burlington, and I know that the Bentley fragrances are supposed to be made with a bit of quality and smell good for what they are. And this one is, let me just get this thing in the air. So in the opening, it's woody, violet, little bit sweet, and when it starts to dry down, you start getting a little bit more incense. The incense starts to come out a little bit more. So this is a violet dominant fragrance. Not like overly violet, but it's like a violet, woody, incense, somewhat sweet type of a fragrance. And the performance on this one is like pretty sneaky, because you'll think when you spray it, wow, this isn't a very loud fragrance whatsoever. It fooled me, because I was like, well, that's kind of disappointing. It's not projecting hard at all. Like 10 or 15 minutes into it, it seemed like it was like growing. It started projecting even more. And then the dry down, the smell of it, the woodiness was still there, but it kind of dissipated a little bit, got slightly sweeter, and that incense started to pick up some more. And I was really digging the dry down. I liked the opening. Violet, pink pepper, tangerine, little bit of that incense, and a good dose of woods. The tangerine still is there with the sweetness. In the dry down, gets a little bit sweeter, more incense, and the longevity overall, 6 or 7 hours. Projection actually ended up being not that bad, and it garnishes compliments. So I really think that this one is definitely worthy of this list. So that's 3 fragrances that I think are underrated, worth buying, worth picking up. I reach for these ones all the time. And yeah, if you want any more of these underrated fragrances, then you just let me know and I'll post them in the next video that I do. Maybe not the next video, but I'll do another video with these 3 fragrances. Anyhow, it's really late. I'm exhausted. I'll play some clips of that storm. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always, and until next time.